In this video, I will show you how this cinematic war sequence was created using nothing but simple images and a 3D camera in After Effects. Even if you have never opened After Effects before, don't worry. I will break it down step by step so you can recreate this viral shot yourself. You can download the files below from our Patreon and let's start creating this animation. So over here in After Effects, we will start by adding our first background to the composition. Next, we will add the soldiers to the timeline. So let's drag and drop it over here. You can press on S, that will open up the scale property, and let's decrease the size a bit. Let's place it over here on the right. Now this is where it gets interesting. We are going to start adding the camera now itself. So for that, right click over here, go to new, add the camera, press on OK. Next, in order to handle the camera, we are also going to add the null object. So again, right click over here, go to new, add a null object. We'll call this as camera controller. Perfect. Let's make all the layers 3D. Perfect. And let's also turn on the motion blur. So now we'll start the animation to bring the scene to life. Now let's connect the camera to the camera controller. Now let's press on P to select the position, add a keyframe. Let's take the playhead little ahead, somewhere over here. And now we have to shift to the right. Let's shift it like this. Perfect. Okay, the animation is ready. But to make it smooth, let's select both the keyframes. Press on F9 to easy ease. Now going over here in the graph editor, we are going to drag this handle to the left and make it super smooth. But we are not done yet. To give it that cinematic look, we are going to add one more null object. So for that, let's quickly add one. We'll just call it as C2 for controller 2. Let's make it 3D. We connect our first controller to the new one like this using the pick wick. Now let's zoom in over here. See, this is where a lot of people mess up. When you add a new null object and you connect it to the old one, you have to start the animation before this animation ends. So in this case, we are going to start the animation somewhere over here at 25 frames. Again, selecting this, let's press on P for position, add a keyframe, going to 2 seconds. Let's shift it to the right. Perfect. Now in order to zoom in, instead of using the scale, we're just going to use the Z axis. So in this case, we have the X, Y and Z. So let's zoom in like this. Perfect. Again, selecting both the keyframes, press on F9, going to the graph. Let's keep it like this. Okay. But we are not done yet. To make it feel real, there's one thing pending. Let's come at the beginning. You select our background. You press on P for position, and over here, let's drag the background little behind. Over here, perfect. Only when you do this, the entire animation, it stops looking flat and gives you that required 3D look. As you can see over here, if I turn to 2 views, using our dolly tool, you can see we have got a space between these 2 layers. Perfect. So this is the intro scene. Keep watching till the end of the video where we combine all the images into one cinematic universe. And by the way, I offer one-on-one coaching for those of you who want to take editing seriously and become a paid editor. So if you are interested, you can check out the first link in the description. So moving on, in scene 2, let's add the background to the timeline. Now let's see how we can turn these 2 images as part of one universe by using the null layer. So again, in this case, we're going to add one more null object. Now this is where it gets interesting. If you see over here for these 2 layers, before the animation ended, we added the animation for our second scene. We are going to do the exact same thing for our C3. So over here, let's come somewhere at this point at 120 as the animation ends at 2 seconds. Let's press on P again for position, add a keyframe. Now let's go 3 seconds further at this point and let's drag this to the right. Perfect. Let's select both the keyframes. And as always, we are going to do some keyframe easing. For that, just press on F9. Going to the graph, let's keep it towards the left, like this. Okay. That way it will speed up at this point, basically at the peak, and then we'll have a smooth curve like this. Let's see. Perfect. So our 2 scenes are completed. But now we face a challenge. between scene 2 and scene 3, we have two completely different images. So what do we do in these cases? We are going to learn the concept of scene stitching. So now continuing our scene 2, let's drag the background to the timeline. Perfect. Let's press on S, decrease the size a bit. Okay. And here comes the important piece. We have to drag it all the way to the left like this. Okay. And let's keep it over here. Perfect. Now let's make it 3D. Let's turn on the motion blur again. Now selecting the layer, press on P for position and drag it on the left. Okay, somewhere over here. Perfect. Now in order to stitch both the scenes together, we're going to add a null object and shift everything to the left. And also we're going to add some assets between them that will stitch both the scenes. Let's do it together. For that, first of all, let's add one more null object. I'll call this as C4. Let's make it 3D. Let's connect our C3 to C4. Let's open this up. Selecting the layer, again press on P for position. So this ends at 420, right? So coming to 4 seconds, let's add a keyframe in the position. Now let's go ahead to around 7 seconds. And let's shift this to the left like this. Okay, let's keep it over here. Perfect. We'll see there are two completely different scenes. But now to stitch them together, first of all, let's select both the layers and let's do some easing. Okay. Again, let's do some keyframe easing on the left. Let's see. Perfect. Now at this point, let's add the new assets over here in front of us. Drag and drop it over here. Perfect. Let's make it 3D. Okay, it went on the right. Not an issue. Press on P. Let's bring it over here in the center. Let's press on S and decrease the size a bit. Okay, there's one thing that we are going to do is let's press on P. Remember what we had done in the beginning? In order to give it that cinematic look, we are going to distance the object from the background. Right now, it's completely flat. So to distance it, we're going to select it in the position in the Z-axis. Let's make it little negative like this. Okay, let's turn on the motion blur. Again, selecting S for scale. Let's scale this down. Okay, let's place it over here like this. At this point, I want this to be little on the left. So I'll keep it like this. Let me see. Now at this point, let's drag it little over here like this. Perfect. Again, selecting the layer. Press on S for scale. Let's make it little bigger. There's one small change that I'm going to do. Is basically at 4.20, I'm just going to shift this little to the left like this. Okay. Perfect. Let's see the completed scene together. So this is how we beautifully stitched both the scenes. Next, we have to shift everything again to the left. Again, one more null object. C5. Make it 3D. Connect our C4 to C5. Press on U. Again, selecting our C5. Press on P for position. Going a little earlier than 7 seconds. Add a keyframe in position. Going ahead to around 10 seconds. Shift everything to the left. Like this. Perfect. Select both keyframes. Press on F9. Going to the graph. This time, we're going to keep it a little faster like this. Perfect. Let's see the result. Awesome. But we are not done yet. Over here, we're going to add another asset. Let me add the policeman. Perfect. Then looking at the robber. Let's make them 3D. Oh, what happened to our asset? So this can happen a lot of times when you're working with the 3D assets. There's a simple solution for this. On your keyboard, you just have to press on Command and Home. So the asset is in front of us, but it is still not visible. So in order to make it visible, simply select the asset, press on P for position, and just play around with the Z position. Let's make it smaller. Perfect. Okay. So we have got the 3D asset over here. Okay. Let's turn on the motion blur as well. Let's see the animation. Perfect. Now before we proceed to our final scene, let's have a quick look at what we have created till now. Perfect. Now to push this further, let's start building our last scene. For that, let's add one more null object. This will be C6. Make it 3D. Let's parent C5 to C6. Now coming over here at around 9 seconds. Let's add keyframe again in position. Let's go ahead by around 4 seconds. Okay, at this point, let's shift this to left completely like this. Perfect. Now in front of us, we have to add the background for our last scene. Let me drag and drop it over here. Let's press on S. Let's scale this down a bit. Perfect. Let's again make the layer 3D. It will vanish, but I have told you the secret. Just press on the shortcut Command and Home. See, the image is back. Let's turn on the motion blur as well from over here. Let's zoom out a bit. Selecting both keyframes, press on F9. This time we are going to use a different graph. So going over here, select this layer, drag it over there in the center. This one will be little steep like this. Perfect. Let's see. Let's make it a little steeper over here. Perfect. Let's go back. Now over here in our final scene, we have a prisoner who has escaped his cell. So for that, to add the prisoner, let me drag and drop it over here to timeline. Perfect. Let's again make it 3D and bring him back using Command and Home. Let's also turn on the motion blur. Now let's reveal the prisoner somewhere over here at this point before this animation ends. So for that, let me just trim this layer on the left. For that, you can press on Option in the left square bracket. Okay. Now at the same point, we also need the final null object. So again, going over here, let's add a null object. On the top, C7. Perfect. Make it 3D. Correct parent disk over here. Now at this point, let's press on P, add keyframe, and we're going to zoom out on this policeman. Okay. So going over here, somewhere at this point, let's zoom in like this. On the right, selecting the layer, let's zoom in the Z position like this. On the right, perfect. Now at this point, when we reveal the prisoner, he should be away from the camera. So what we'll do is basically select him, press on P, and just make him bigger like this. Okay. Let's zoom out like this over here. Perfect. Now select both the keyframes. Again, press on F9 like we usually do. Going to the graph, let's again keep it over here on the left side. Perfect. Let me see. Next, we select the robber. Now coming over here at this point, let's press on S for scale him. Let's scale him down. Okay. Let's keep him like this over here. Perfect. Now at this exact point, let's press on P for position, add a keyframe. Now going at the beginning, somewhere at this point, let's play around with the Z position. Let's make it bigger like this. Okay. Perfect. Now again selecting both keyframes, you can press on F9 to easy ease. Going to the graph, you can keep it on the left. Okay. Perfect. Let's see the animation. Okay. If you think this is too fast, at this point, you can make him little smaller, somewhat like this. Okay. And now finally, in order to add a barrier between the policeman and the thief, let's add the jail bars. Let's drag and drop it over here. Perfect. Make it again 3D. Press on Command Home. Perfect. We'll keep the frames like this over here. Okay. And then basically at this point, we'll trim the frames on the left. As you can see over here. Perfect. Let's see. Awesome. So now let's have a look at our final result. Beautiful, right? So in this way, you have got a complete understanding how you can create a cinematic universe like this just by using still images. So thank you for watching the tutorial till the end. If you have completed the entire tutorial, make sure to tag us on our socials. I'll definitely reshare it. So that's it for today. I'll catch you very soon next time.